Hey, Ravings and Cravings here, otherwise known as Ruth Hartunian Allenbaugh. Hello to radio people out there. Hello to YouTube people who will see this a little bit later. I hope you'll look at it visually because, like, I have really beautiful people here in the station area with me. I'm here with Captain Carmen Victoria Cologne. Did I say it right? It is cologne.
Cologne, like perfume.
All right, it's perfect. Well, that is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Because you're sweet-smelling,
oh gosh,
sweet-smelling incense here. And I'm here with Dave Cornish, a.k.a. Mr. Dave. Two people who are the two key people in the local Salvation Army. So welcome to WILI.
Thank you.
Thank you. We much appreciate it.
All right. Well, there's a lot to talk about here. Salvation Army has been here in the area, Mr. Dave says, for how many years? Since...
I believe our record says 1893, but I believe the actual date is 1895, but I need to talk to a historian about that one.
All right, 1895, somewhere in there.
Correct.
Late 1800s. All right. Well, it's a long history of an organization helping people in need, and I think we can agree and say that at any given moment, we'll all be in need for something, right? So give us whatever is the most important thing you think that you want to talk about, Captain Carmen. I'm going to let you just go ahead and run with it because I think you are ready to roll.
Well, for sure, it's the holiday season, our kettle campaign kickoff for this holiday, and there's much in store that we want to reach out to the community for help to assist us. We cannot do this alone. It does literally take a community. So those are the things that we want to talk about today and share with the community our needs. Thank you for the many times that you have helped us.
I have. I was on the advisory board for 1 year, I think it was, or something like that recently, and you guys work so hard at, the things that you do with such a small group, some people can't even do with a large group of people, but I think it just goes to show what dedicated people can do.
Absolutely. Their hearts are really, truly in it.
Yeah.
The mission, they see the mission, they see the needs, and such like Mr. Day, who has time, makes time to be part of this adventure with the Salvation Army here in Willimantic.
Well, it takes resources to make things run, and so I'd like you to please tell people how can people donate to any of the funds that are available, because you guys need 130 turkeys, right?
Yes.
And you have other needs that you can talk about, but where would people go? How would people go about making donations?
So we have I have a list here of areas you can go. Text Give WLM to 31333. We also have the Salvation Army, CT.org. And we also have our link here, Salvation Army US / or is it forward? / Red Kettle, Willimantic. So there's several ways if you don't want to do it that way. Coming up soon, or you're going to be hearing our bell ringers.
Yeah.
So that would be a great opportunity.
Well, and if you go online, there is a way to delineate funding to go to Willimantic, right? So, there's a menu that says you can choose where you want things to go, right?
Correct. You can select Willimantic, and it will stay in the Willimantic area.
All right. So what does it take to become a bell ringer?
So we're looking for kettle workers as well as volunteers. We have part-time, and we also have full-time. We are paying minimum wage.
Wow. So you guys, it's a temporary job. So that's kind of nice for some people who don't want to do something forever, who like variety, right?
Right. And this is a season where a lot of people, when they're purchasing a gift for someone else, where are they going to get the funds to do that? So this is just extra money that they could maybe even pay an electric bill or, a small bill for about five weeks, and still be able to meet those needs that they have. At the same time, if they want to buy a gift, then they have the extra money to do so.
Right. So right now is the time. Can you apply for the Christmas kind of things? And how do you go about being in the pipeline for receiving in that area? So
we have put up a schedule in the month of September. So we've been advertising for about a month and a half.
Wow, already.
We've already met those goals. We've had sign-ups for 2 weeks. So we have met our goals right now. We are, not able to continue serving the community. However, if the community comes through with additional funds, additional turkeys, additional toys, then absolutely we will reopen it.
All right, great. That's great. And how long have you guys both been serving under the umbrella of the Salvation Army? What was your point of entry, Mr. Dave?
I met the Salvation Army in 1974 when I was a college student at UConn. I worked for the city of New Haven my first summer that I knew the Salvation Army, and was a site supervisor for the city at the Salvation Army's summer program in New Haven, and through them I just met a wonderful network of people who were connected with UConn, and it blossomed, and I've been with them ever since because it feeds me personally.
Well, I understand the feed part of it. And, we're supposed to be talking about food and things like that. So I'm curious. Yeah, I know. We got to get that in there. I'm curious about what was it that caught the attention of your heart, that's where you said, yeah, I want to do this. And on such a long-term basis. I mean, most people volunteer and they'll do it for a little season and then they'll go away. Like, why are you still here, Mr. Dave?
Well, and Captain can speak to this much better than I can probably. There are three aspects to the Salvation Army. One is a church aspect, two is a community aspect, and three is a social service aspect. And when I was a college student in the 70s, I don't know reactive how the 70s stacks up today, but in the 70s we thought we knew it all. And
wait, I think I was wrong. I was living in the 70s. Wow, I was young, but that's okay. Go on.
And the Salvation Army spoke to what my calling was towards helping other people. And so it for a college student, it was very attractive. I met really fantastic people there, including my wife-to-be. And so that was a good thing for holding me into the Salvation Army network when I was first there. But,
that's
the people I've met
great.
on the Salvation Army side and in the community side and in the volunteer side have been so wonderful people, super people to be around that it just makes me want to be around it more.
Yeah, and how about you, Captain Carmen? How long have you been working and serving in the Salvation Army?
So I've been working for the Salvation Army for 9 years. I was 1 year in Norwalk, 4 years in Reading, Pennsylvania, and 4 years here in Willimantic. But my journey begun after having colon cancer 28 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to give back to the community what I knew I couldn't give back to God. So didn't even know that was kind of like a command for us to give back to others. And so I started working or volunteering at the Salvation Army in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. So that's how it all began for me.
Wow. So I'm thinking about that, the give back idea. Is it ever enough? Does it ever end?
It's a really great satisfaction to be able to give back and know that this authority, if you will, this power, if you will, has been given to you, and you have the means to help. Why withhold?
Yeah, I think people need to hear that. I think that's a very meaningful and a very deep kind of calling, and it's a very practical one too.
Yes.
Because as we know, right, everybody has to eat, and they have to eat sometime. And it's more than just food, though. So that's going to segue into the food bank and the food pantry. So tell us about that arm of the Salvation Army, because the Salvation Army is, I think I look at it as kind of like an octopus, because it has many arms.
I was just called an octopus 2 weeks ago.
Really? Oh, okay. So you smell good, and you're an octopus. Well, just don't take the mantle too seriously, okay?
I'll let Mr. Dave answer.
Okay.
He is in control, full control when it comes to the food pantry. He does this an amazing job at that. So let Mr. Dave.
And that's an all year round thing, right? Food pantry.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Many Salvation Army centers, even before the the introduction of Connecticut Food Share into what we do, have had soup kitchens, feeding programs, community dinners, things that have attracted
Right.
people that come in from the streets, from areas where somebody might be living alone. Maybe they're elderly and their family is no longer around, to come into a social situation at least 1 or 2 days a week, and sometimes every day of the week. When this was actually pre-COVID that I became involved with Willimantic, but the push to do the food pantries, to be able to get low-cost food options, to be able to get donated food options from between Connecticut Food Share and some of our local supermarkets and grocery stores, to bring those in under one umbrella, which the Food Share umbrella is huge in this area and statewide. To bring that in under one umbrella and then distribute it back out. It's a natural for the church community, and you find in Willimantic we have a number of churches that receive from Food Share and then get it out to their clients who, for some reason or other, are in need of food supplies. So going from a community feeding program, a community meal, and branching out to a food pantry program is a natural growth. And where we are right now, with any number of reasons of being in financial need, and I won't say inflation, but that's probably a big one. It was a natural move for the Salvation Army and for a lot of our churches in Willimantic to support the community that way.
Right.
Yes.
Talk about what kind of documentation people need in order to receive services, because I know that there are certain specific guidelines for certain services. So talk about that. I think that's going to be important.
So under the TFAP, we're not allowed to ask for ID. It's anyone that, during our hours, which is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There may be some holidays in there, some inclement weather that we can't serve. There may be a sudden emergency that we have to run out to. But I just had 3 beautiful ladies come in today, had no idea. So we just show them the guidelines that TFAP provides for us. And they are to self-declare whether they're eligible or not. But you just walk in, say, I'm here for some
It's
food.
that simple, huh?
It's really that simple.
So you don't have to give a pint of blood or...
No appointments needed.
No
and that's what people love, and it's once a month. However, as I explained to these ladies, if you have a need, let's just say you come in the beginning of the month and you have a need towards the end, because some of these people do rely on Social Security or they relied on food stamps, it doesn't last the whole month.
Right. So there's more a month than there is.
So we will not say no. If we have food to give, we're going to give.
And, let's talk a little bit about the difference between, say, this year and, say, the last couple of years as far as funding and resources. What is the difference in numbers? Do you know,
Yes.
how much you're lacking at this point?
Yeah, so my first 2 years here, and I don't want to discredit anybody for any amount that they've given, whether it's a penny or $10,000. And we say thank you to everyone. But in the last year and the year before that, we've not been able to reach that goal because, the wealth is being shared with other agencies. And that's rightly okay. That's not a problem with that. With our white mail and with other donations that were given to us by other foundations, we ended up last year in a hole over $30,000.
Oof. Wow. And what's white mail? Explain what that is, because I never heard of that term before.
So that's just simply us mailing you an envelope telling you, okay, for Thanksgiving, would you like to purchase, this amount? We'll get you the size of a family fed.
Okay. All right. And I think you have Angel Tree is coming up and Adopt a Family, right?
Yes. Angel Tree, you'll see at Eastbrook Mall. We'll have a tree up. And you simply grab a tag or 2 or 3 or more, whatever you like, and you go, and it shows you on there the name of the child, the age of the child, the size of the child, and usually 2 or 3 gifts that that child would like the mom put on there for the child. So we take that off, go shopping. There will be a box there provided for you, also at Walmart. Our local Walmart, and you just put it in there in a bag. You could tape it up, you can staple it, however you prefer to keep it closed, and just put the tag back on there so that we know that that's the tag that was removed and it's been taken care of.
Okay, all right. So you can track it.
Correct.
Right? So you know.
Correct. An adoptive family is a little different. That we look into a family that has really suffered some kind of a situation, an emergency, whether it's recent or throughout the year, maybe a flood. There's a single mom with 8 kids. We have a husband and a wife that have children. The wife is working, the dad is not working, or vice versa. There's just a little more of an emergency reason that we focus on adopt a family, because you're not adopting just the child, you're adopting the whole family.
The whole family. Okay. All right. So do you have a certain number of families currently that are in the pipeline waiting for?
For the adoptive family, we have 3 families.
3?
Yes, and one of them I can specifically say that it is a whole family, husband and wife. Mom has cancer. So we're looking for a match with 4 children.
All right, good to know. All right, what have I missed? Because, Matt's going to be waving his arms at me pretty soon, and I get a whole 5 minutes.
You have a whole 5 minutes.
Well, it's been a while since I've been in the studio. You should give me a little more than that.
So we're looking for volunteers.
Volunteers.
Absolutely. We're looking for volunteers to ring kettles in our local area here, the stores that have been approved. We're also looking for volunteers to help us on November the 5th with our Thanksgiving distribution from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. because there's the setup, there's the cleanup as well. Yep. We do have the Eastern always connects with us.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, Lexi. I want to put her name out there if I may.
I love Lexi.
Yes.
She's helping me with the community holiday sing along that I'm doing too. So,
and also the toy distribution, which will be in December 20th. So that's from 9:30 to 7 p.m. So, also we've also had people just donate food to our volunteers because of all they're doing.
Well, that's awesome.
So it's not just that you have to volunteer and give your time. Giving out the turkeys or giving out the toys. If you want to gift us a box of cookies or you want to gift us
a couple of pizzas,
a couple of pizza,
feed people who are working.
Absolutely.
It's
been done, and we're really thankful for that.
Yeah.
It's really a blessing in disguise because we don't expect it.
Yeah. Well, tell us how people can contact you. Phone number. Whatever email is best, and then I'm going to make a closing remark.
Okay. So we are at 316 Pleasant Street here in Willimantic. Our phone number is 860-423-0977, and I answer all of my emails, so you can email at...
She does, I can tell you that for sure. I can vouch for that.
Yes. Carmen, CARMEN.com.
Wait.
It's Carmen.Colon. I'm sorry.
COLON.
At use.salvationarmy.org.
Okay. All right.
Not .com, but .org.
Okay. Great. We got it. And so I'm going to make a closing comment. You said, donations, no matter how small, penny or whatever. When I got out of my car to come in here, I looked down. And I almost started crying, because I just buried my dad. So when I go for a walk and I find a penny, to me it's like God asking me, who do you trust? Because on the penny it says, in God we trust. Yeah. So I found 6 of them.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to give them to you guys as a symbol of seeds that will plant and grow and make this a good year for the Salvation Army locally, because you do a lot of good, and it's not just at Christmas, it's not just at Thanksgiving, it's all year round, because as we know, need knows no season.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I want to thank you, Captain Carmen
Thank
Victoria
you so much.
Colon, for coming, and for you, Dave Cornish.
My pleasure.
Or Mr. Dave. Am I good, Matt? Am I good with the time?
Pretty good, yeah.
Am I pretty good? So I'm going to put these 6
Thank
pennies
you,
right in
thank
front
you.
of
Thank you
Captain
very much.
Carmen. It's just a symbol. It's not an insult. It's just saying,
Oh, no,
this
please.
is going to let it grow and multiply.
Every penny gets accounted for.
So this is Ruth Hartunian Ellenbaugh. We have said it all today. Ravings and Cravings signing off here on Good Company, WILI.